All right, so this is going to be 2 of 3. So now we're going to actually bring the image of the mountain into this file. So you can notice I've got my layer up here already selected. I'll deselect it. So Control A to select everything. I think this is like Matterhorn. And then Control C to copy. I'll go to my file here where I've got my figure and my adjustment layer of white in the background. And I'm just going to go Control V to paste. You notice, particularly in this case, the mountain's rather small. So we're going to scale this up quite a bit, which will make the image a little pixelated, but that will be just fine. To scale the image up, you can go to Edit, Transform, and Scale. Or what you'll notice is like I'll just go Control T, which puts bounding boxes around the actual thing that you want to modify or transform. Then I'm going to hold Shift and just scale this mountain up. So making it bigger, significantly bigger. I'm going to hit enter to just see how that looks. And I'm going to drop my opacity down just a little bit so I can actually see like how this mountain is actually matching up with the image in the back. So that's not looking too bad. Kind of just thinking about like this mountain almost like creating a horn or a crest to his head. So I'm just looking at how that lays out with the figure right there. That looks good. I'll rename layer 1 mountain. And I'll bring it back to 100% opacity just so we can see it. And that looks good. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this mountain actually in the shape of the figure. And so what's kind of neat about this is if you hold Control and click on the figure, it's going to create a selection of that figure. It's a nice way to select something on a layer, particularly that's removed from the background already. Then I'm going to turn my mountain layer on, select my mountain layer, and then I'll just simply click on the layer mask icon. And what's kind of cool about this is now the layer mask icon is allowing just the mountain to show up on the actual figure of the guy. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of the figure. So if I do Control J, that makes a figure copy. And in order to bring some details of the figure like on top of the mountain, I can actually click and drag it and lift it above there. We're going to change our blending mode. So notice there's this little drop down menu in the layers palette right here, and it's set to preset to normal. I'm going to click on this, and the one that we're going to use consistently in this assignment will be lighten. So go normal all the way down to lighten. It's the second bar, that second breakdown, and then just click and select it. So we're good to go there. All right. And there's some kind of like neat things that are happening so far, but there's also some parts that aren't really making too much sense. And so if I click on my figure copy, there's going to be some things that I want to disappear. So I'm going to put a layer mask on that figure right there. And I'm going to pull out my brush tool, hotkey B, increase my brush. And again, to make something disappear, in this case because my layer mask is white, I will paint with black. And so you can notice here by painting black on this part of the mountain or on this part of the figure copy, it's actually hiding those details that are going into the mountain portion there. So I don't really want to blend the face off of the mountain. I want more of the mountain to come in right there. The same way, there's parts of the mountain layer that I don't really want in the shoulder here. So I'm now in the mountain layer down below. And again, to hide something, I'm going to make sure that I'm in black, and I'm going to start to paint out this part of the mountain as well. So here I'm just kind of like trying to bring the mountain into kind of like the shoulders. Make it almost look like this guy's got like this little valley like coming into his shoulders here, which is kind of fun. That's looking pretty good. So again, the ear and the back side of the head got removed there. And now what you're going to notice is the face here, I want to make sure that that comes through as well. So again, on the mountain layer, I want to remove the mountain in the parts here where the face is actually coming through. Here I might want to drop my opacity up in the options bar. We can put that at like 20%. That way it just like slowly starts to take that mountain texture away, and I slowly start to see this guy's face come in. Change my brush size. Let's see if we can bring this eye in here. So I'm getting the eye, I'm getting the face. Face is kind of like filling into this mountain shape. Maybe describe a little bit of that jawline. This is where like you start to trust like your painterly techniques, like what actually makes sense. Like if you can make the jawline kind of go into the mountain range, then it kind of like makes it make pretty good sense. Just see if you can blend those two together. Now after looking at this, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this all out right here. Maybe I'll just leave it like very lightly, but I kind of want to just get rid of it all. Just so it's like on his head, not really on his sweater. So there we go. I think I'm kind of liking that better right there. So again, you can see I've made a copy of my figure and I put a layer mask on it. I got rid of the ear section that goes off into the mountain sky. Painting there with black. I've also made a layer mask on my mountain layer, and I painted out the mountain where it sits on the shoulder and also the face, just so we can see the guy's face kind of coming through there. And this is where we're going to stop part 2 of a 3-part demo.